O Mother Nui, stretch high above this valley. Your starry body is our glory. Then see the hawk of yonder Rahur quit, his fiery splendor, oh so mighty. He brings a light for all our weary souls. He makes the broken spirit whole.
Imagine performing a ritual in your living room because you're just totally broke, and exactly 1 hour later, a friend knocks on your door and hands you the keys to a working car.
Right. It sounds crazy.
Coincidence. Or, something else. Today, we are doing a deep dive into a research report on Milo DuQuette's 1999 magical memoir, My Life with the Spirits.
Yeah, and our mission today is to explore how DuQuette, who is a very high-ranking occultist, by the way, basically redefined ceremonial magic.
Which is huge.
It is. He takes it from this obscure supernaturalism and turns it into a highly psychological, super practical framework for your everyday life.
Okay, let's unpack this, because his journey doesn't start in some grand temple, does it?
Not at all. It actually begins with a profound state of confinement. So as a toddler, DuQuette contracted Perthes disease.
Right, the hip condition.
Exactly. And it forced him to be isolated in a crib for an extended period, which, acted as this sort of spontaneous sensory deprivation.
It's basically a mental gym for him. Like, lacking physical mobility, his brain was forced to build the psychological muscle memory required for, later astral travel.
Yeah, what's fascinating here is how that early trauma completely shifted his worldview, because he was raised with this intense religious upbringing in Nebraska, literally fearing a soul-taking Jesus.
Wow, soul-taking, that's heavy.
Yeah. But because of his crib meditations, he shifted from that religious terror to scientific wonder. He started turning these terrifying spirits from external threats into just, internal facets of his own psyche.
So if his childhood crib built his capacity to, intensely visualize these internal worlds, how did he apply that in the real world? I mean, let's talk about the demons.
Right, so that brings us to his work with goetic magic. It's a traditional system of summoning spirits. DuQuette desperately needed that car we mentioned, so he performs an evocation of a spirit named Orobus.
And boom! An hour later, he gets the beat-up vehicle, which is wild.
It is. But the real lesson is what happens next, what we call the Orobus postscript. During the ritual, he used a sigil.
Which is like a drawn symbol designed to act as a subconscious hyperlink to that specific spirit, right?
Yes, exactly. And he hid this sigil inside his guitar for safekeeping, and then he just totally forgot about it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Later on, an uninitiated student named Kurt refurbishes that exact guitar and suddenly develops a life-ruining 15-year obsession with horse racing.
And Orobus traditionally appears as a horse. That is, I have to push back here for a second.
Go for it.
Is this actual magical energy leaking out of a guitar into the real world, or is it just extreme psychological priming infecting an unsuspecting student?
Well, focus on the how-why-ness of it. Even if it is just psychological, he left a mental landmine in that guitar. DuQuette uses this to teach a huge lesson on magical hygiene.
Magical hygiene?
Yeah, it highlights the severe ethical burden here. If you're going to mess with the links between your mind and these powerful archetypal forces, you have to maintain strict control. You are responsible for the ripples you create.
Right, which leads perfectly to his ultimate realization, this idea of homemade magic.
Yes, the mundane is divine.
Exactly. He realizes the highest magic happens right in your living room. Raising a family or dealing with family ghosts like his Aunt Gladys is just as spiritually significant as high-level temple work.
Because it uses the exact same psychological mechanics of intention and focus.
But wait, let me ask you this. If you're treating magic as something you just do alongside the laundry, doesn't that demystify it a bit too much for an aspiring practitioner?
You'd think so, but it actually democratizes it. It strips away all the pomp and circumstance. It perfectly aligns with DuQuette's whole synthesis, which is that magic is all in your head. You just have no idea how big your head is.
I love that. So the core takeaway from this deep dive is that the occult isn't just for dusty lodges. It's a technology of self-exploration available to you right now.
Absolutely. It forces us to reframe mundane actions as acts of conscious will.
Which leaves you with a pretty fascinating question to ponder. If magic is all in your head and these spirits are just living components of the human experience, what unintegrated forces or ghosts are secretly driving your mundane daily decisions without you even realizing it?